beyond the illusion of productivity. So picture this scene. You're sitting completely alone in a darkened room, right? Just a single clock ticking on the wall, the pale glow of a phone screen illuminating your face. You've just finished a massive 5-hour study session. And yet, if I ask you to explain even one single concept you just read, your mind would go completely blank. Honestly, you aren't tired because you worked hard. You're tired because your brain is just absolutely exhausted from 5 straight hours of fighting its own distractions. You think you're a student, but really, you're kind of just an actor playing a role. And the person you're lying to the most? Well, it's yourself. It's 11 p.m. The books are open. Your laptop is glowing in the heavy shadows of your room. You tell yourself, okay, this time I'm really going to focus. You read 1 page, maybe 2. But then that reflex kicks in. Almost without a single conscious thought, your hand reaches right for your phone. You check just 1 notification, then maybe a short video, and then 10 more. Suddenly, poof, an entire hour has completely vanished into the void. It's this brutal downward spiral. And then comes the aftermath, the heavy, sinking guilt. You know that feeling, right? That awful numbness right in your chest. So what do? We frantically rush back to the book. You read the exact same line again and again and again. But literally nothing stays. Your eyes are scanning the words, sure, but your mind is miles and miles away, completely trapped in that dopamine loop you just initiated. It's exactly like the saying goes, your brain is a sieve and the information is just water. What you're doing right now, it isn't actually learning. It's just fake productivity. You know the drill. You're cleaning your already clean desk, sorting your files into neat little folders, and highlighting sentences you don't even understand. And all of this is just to avoid the actual difficult effort of thinking. You're desperately trying to convince yourself that just being in motion equals actual progress. The truth is, you're addicted to being busy, but you're utterly terrified of being effective. You're hiding from the pressure, the stress, and the heavy weight of your own potential. You're essentially using your phone to escape this quiet, sinking realization that you're falling behind. Meanwhile, your friends, they're moving forward, they're learning new skills, and building their futures, while you're stuck in the exact same shadowed room, repeating the exact same wasted day over and over again. So why are you stuck? Well, think about this. The average person touches their phone over 2,600 times a day. Insane, right? Your brain has basically been rewired to crave quick rewards. It's chronically overstimulated. It's gotten so used to the fast dopamine hits of reels and notifications that the slow, silent, deep work of actual studying feels like literal physical pain. And worse, you've broken so many promises to yourself that your own mind doesn't even trust you anymore. But look, here is the absolute truth that changes everything. You do not have a discipline problem. You have an environment problem. You're out here trying to win a war with a broken weapon. Your ability to focus is a muscle. And right now, yeah, it's completely atrophied. But just like any muscle, it can absolutely be rebuilt. And not by punishing yourself with endless guilt, but by actually fixing your broken environment. Let's talk about motivation versus systems. Success isn't this sudden lightning bolt of motivation that's just going to magically hit you at 3 a.m. We really need to stop waiting for that perfect cinematic moment. True success is a cold, calculated system. And honestly, when you finally grasp this, it completely destroys all that immense guilt you've been carrying over your lack of pure motivation. Because you don't need motivation. You need a machine. As the famous quote says, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Think of your current focus like a cracked bowl. You can keep pouring all your precious energy and hope into it, but it's always going to leak out until you're completely empty. Hope isn't a strategy, guys. Consistency is. It's finally time to stop waiting around to feel ready and actually start fixing those cracks. So let's build that system. Let's look at the architecture. Step 1, the 25-minute sprint. Seriously, stop trying to force yourself to focus for 5 endless hours straight. It's a complete fantasy and it practically guarantees burnout. Instead, set a timer for exactly 25 minutes. Work on one single task. No phone, no music, just you and the work. And when that timer dings, you walk away for 5 minutes. Give your mind a clean, fresh start. Pick your absolute hardest subject and commit to just one block of total, uninterrupted focus today. Moving on to step 2, the physical barrier. Look, you might think you can resist your phone when it's sitting right there on your desk. Trust me, you can't.
Every single time it's in your line of sight, a little piece of your attention is already gone, secretly calculating the effort it takes to just lean over and check it. So put the phone in a completely different room. Turn off every notification. You have to create actual physical friction to eliminate those line of sight distractions entirely.
Now for step 3, the retrieval ritual. Here's how it works. Read for 20 minutes, then close the book. Seriously, physically close it. Now explain what you just read from memory. We have to stop being passive consumers and start being active creators of knowledge, because just reading, that's not studying. Highlighting everything in neon yellow, that's not learning. You literally have to command your brain to retrieve the data.
There's a great saying, if you can't explain it simply, you don't know it. So explain what you just learned to the wall, to your pet, or just out loud to yourself in your own words, entirely without looking at source material. Real, true learning absolutely requires active recall. If you're just passively recognizing words on a page, you're only fooling yourself. Finally, we have what we call the ghost hour. And guys, these rules are absolute. No screens, move your body, hydrate, set your top 3 priorities. You need to protect the very first hour of your day like your entire future depends on it. Because honestly, kind of does. No phone, no news, no noise whatsoever. Make a promise to spend the first 30 minutes of your life tomorrow morning without touching a single screen. Because here's the harsh reality. Time is literally the only resource you cannot earn back. Every single summer you waste, every single night you spend endlessly scrolling, the gap between who you are right now and who you were meant to be, it just keeps growing wider and wider. Remember this, you aren't just fighting for a grade here. You are fighting for your soul. You're fighting to prove to yourself that you are so much more than just a collection of random impulses and cheap dopamine hits. You are fighting to take back control over your own mind. Please, whatever you do, don't let your youth become a tragic story of what if. Ignite that spark. Build a fire in the dark. Choose to become the kind of person who sits down and does the boring, repetitive, difficult work when absolutely no one else is watching, so that later you can live the exact life that everyone else is only dreaming about. Deep down, you already know the truth. You've known it for a really long time. Your 2026 self, they're watching you. That future version of you, the one who actually started the work, the one who kept the promises, is standing right behind you, watching you right this second, just hoping you don't quit on the boring work that changes absolutely everything. Walk into the quiet, start the sprint, right now. I want you to ask yourself, are you really going to click on yet another explainer about how to change your life, or are you actually going to put the phone down and just do it?